Hello, Oklahoma Arsenal fans. We're going to do a little bit of some of the questions that had been answered on the Facebook page when I asked, what was the one thing that kept everybody from doing anything like archery, type stuff. One of the things mentioned was, fear of hitting your arm about here, with the string. You're afraid that you beat your arm up real bad, or another one was not being strong enough to pull the bow back, thinking that the draw weight pressure might be too much. Just a couple of things that were mentioned that I took note of and figured I might do a small video on, just to kind of help out with a little bit of that. First being the hitting your arm with the string. That one's fairly simple to solve. When you're drawing your bow back, the way you're going to hold it has a lot to do with that. If you notice, I'm holding mine kind of here like this. So the bow is here, my arm is coming off at a slight angle, about 3 or 4 inches away. So when I hook my release on, I'm putting my finger obviously in front of the trigger so that it doesn't release accidentally. When I hold it, I put my arm out here, pull back, find my anchor point, and I fire. Just notice, it didn't hit my arm. See, it's not been hit. There's no red scrapes or anything from it hitting. See, the holding the bow right is the biggest key to that. Not having too much grip pressure so that you're shaking, not having so little that your bow is just sliding down out of your hand. You can need to have just that medium pressure. You don't need to like iron grip like the Hulk, but you don't need to go soft hand like you're holding on to an eggshell. Stuff like that. Second being that you're afraid that you didn't have enough strength. That second thing was people are obviously feeling like they didn't have enough strength to pull the bow back. Well, I've had 2 shoulder surgeries due to a motorcycle wreck where I had a broken clavicle, which made it very hard for me to do anything shoulder-wise because I just didn't have a whole lot of strength. But with enough practice and stuff like that, pulling back the bow is really not impossible for someone to be able to do. You don't have to be super strong. You can adjust the draw weight down for lower weights. This one's a 65-pound draw weight bow, and I'm easily able to pull it back with no real challenge. Obviously, I'm easily just drawing it back and not struggling at all, and I can shoot several arrows just like that with no problem. And so it's just all about a little bit of strength training, a little bit of a workout. You don't need to be hitting the weights doing 300 or 400 pound bench presses and curls. A little bit of cardio, a little bit of stuff like that, some push-ups or something, some shoulder exercises. You'll be just fine. You'll strengthen your shoulders up just enough to be able to do what you need to do without any issue. Still hitting high. It's one of our problems. That is more of a sights issue than strength or anything like that. And that's more me not adjusting my sights correctly just yet. nice simple grip, holding the grip right on your bow is one of the things. I mean, you see this one has a flat contoured spot right here. The thumb goes up in here, and then on the other side, it's gripped so that this finger is right across here, and these lay right here. When I'm holding my bow, I have a little bit of a loose grip. I'm not like manhandling it, trying to break the handle. I'm holding on to it just kind of like so, like that, holding on to it, and this may be in the way, so we're going to slide that off and out of the way. You can see my hand a little better. I'm just holding on to it just like that. No real crazy strong, manhandle grip where my fingers are turning red and white knuckling it, so to speak. Those things are easily corrected, with the right grip, holding onto it the correct way, and not being too strong, too light, and holding the handle the way it was meant to be held, the way the grip is shaped. Because the shape is part of what helps you keep your forearm out of range of the string, so the string can't get you. Because I mean, you've seen some people on those old recurve bows not paying attention and get their arms, crank their wrist in, so you're holding your hand should be straight, kind of like so. Seen some people where they're cocking their wrist like this, and that causes the string to ride right down the side of your forearm, causing that issue. So with that being said, just simple holding the bow with your straight wrist and not canting your wrist in like that. Canting it in is going to cause your arm to be hit by the string. Holding your wrist straight is going to keep the string out and away from your arm. And just like this right here, we didn't do too bad. Kind of getting used to the new setup. I've not really shot it very many times, so learning your rig and your setup, how to hold it correctly is going to make a big difference. We got 3 out of 4 arrows in a pretty good spot right there. I mean, they're not real bad, so I think we're doing pretty good. So with that being said, practice holding your bow the correct way. They have shot trainers that you don't even have to use the bow. I believe there's a shop pretty close here to Yukon where I live that sells one. A place called War Torn Archery, I believe is what it's called. They have shot trainers that you can get. That all it is a piece shaped like a handle, and it has a string that comes back off the top of it, and you hold that, practicing your draw and your grip. It'll help you kind of do that. And there's also 3D archery deals. If you're in a Joplin, Missouri area, go check out Stephen Burton at Outback Archery. He has an indoor 3D simulator, and I believe also 3D target range. You can go inside and get your practice, out away from everybody and all the noise and everything, in a safe, secure environment. Just get you some practice, and people that work in those places will be able to give you a little more tips on what they've tried that works for them, because everybody's tried something different, and not everybody does it the same way. Everybody does it differently. Each person has their favorite anchor point. Like some guys like right here on the jawline right here, or some people, depending on where your draw is, consistency in your grip and your draw style, how you draw your bow back, and things like that will make a big world of difference. So just give it a try, see what we can do, see what you can do with it, and appreciate you guys tuning in, and you guys have a great and wonderful weekend.